Hello and welcome to episode 9 of series 3 of Master League Story Mode. Now those of you who caught the Become a Legend Story Mode episode on Wednesday, you'll be happy to hear that I'm feeling a lot better. Yep, I've beaten it. I've beaten the cold. I'm full of lemsip and drugs and hot toddies, and I'm feeling much better. So don't you worry about me anymore. I know you all have been worrying because you're lovely people. Now before we get into today's game against Norwich, we're at home, we're at Ashton Gate. We've got a few things to look at. First of all, I believe it is time. Yes! Come on, Tammy! You'll all be happy to see, as I am, that flashing blue arrow remains. Tammy Abraham, he caught a bad injury midway through his dramatic improval period, but he still got it. We didn't know whether this was going to be the case, but it definitely is. Engvall's been playing really well, but for me, Tammy starts. Tammy and Dicko is the centre-forward duo we've been looking for. But it's good to have other options. So we've got Engvall and Bamford on the bench. So that's great. We can bring him straight back in, I think, with the flashing blue arrow. We can't waste any time on that. Second thing to look at is we've had the scout report back. So let's go and have a look at that. So, okay, Cabano was a player we had already scouted. Attacking midfielder, he's decent. He's decent. I would still consider him. I think we do need an extra attacking midfielder. Palmer is another player that we've actually already scouted from Huddersfield. I look at him. He's a really good dribbler, but he's lacking in the passing and the finishing. He's pretty strong, though, for a very short central midfielder. Probably available for around 3 million. Potentially a good one. Central midfielder is another position we may be looking to add some backup. Will Hughes would be great, but he's outside of our overall rating cap, as is Helder Costa. And Ben Sheaf, we've already signed our free agent for this window, so we can't sign him. That's a shame. That's always going to be a bit of a problem. And then at left back, yep, Connolly and Funes Mori, both above our overall rating cap. So not a lot to deal with there. I mean, Palmer we've already looked at, we've considered, maybe worth putting a bid in for. We've got Bamford to use as maybe leverage, or potentially we will have sold him and got some money for him. But we're going to need to see more from the scout. So before we get into today's game, it's time to hear from Ian Holloway. He's been very, very quiet. He's not been speaking to the media, but he's, for the first time since the first day of the season, we're going to hear from him in this pre-match press conference ahead of the Norwich game. Hello, Ian. We've yet to hear from you since the very first press conference of the season where you announced your position at Bristol City. Any reason for that? Well, I know, well, you guys called me a traitor. You said I was a Bristol traitor. I didn't like it. You know, that big red-nosed Scottish pillock, Alex Ferguson, he didn't speak to the BBC for nigh on a year after they fucked him off, and I was fucked off too, if I'm honest. You've had a great start to the season, Ian. What do you put that down to? Well, it'll be, for my money, it'll be goals, scoring goals and winning games. What are you Welsh? Do you not understand that? Okay. Well, how do you respond to Lee Tomlin's pasty addiction, which has been well publicised recently in the tabloids? Alright, I've spoken to Lee, he's a lovely lad, and basically what I've told him is every time he's going for a pasty, he's got to do 10 star jumps. I mean, he ain't stopped doing star jumps since, but, you know, it's evening out the pasties, which is the important thing. He's a great player. You don't need to move as much now. We moved him back into midfield. He can do his work from there. We'd like to see some goals for him, sure we would, but, you know, That's Lee. That's our Lee. Right, and Patrick Bamford, he looks to be potentially leaving the club after only half a season. He's been transfer listed. There's been some interest for him. Any word on that? Right, he's a smart lad. He is. All right, he's got 5 A levels. He had a degree. He almost had a degree. Could have had a degree. Whatever he likes. But I've told him, Paddy, you got to stop thinking. You know, you're doing your head in. You saw what happened to that Stephen Hawking fella. You know, you got to stop with all that thinking. So we're trying to beat that out of him on the training pitch. We got Big Lee on that actually. So hopefully we'll have that sorted. Is that all from all you scumbags? So there we go. Ian Holloway back in the limelight. He's not been a happy boy. Obviously he's a bit annoyed with the media. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's get into the first game. So how's everyone looking? Well, we've got big Tammy up front, and then everyone else is looking great. Goldborn on an upward arrow as well. Dicko's a little bit tired, but we definitely start him. Going up against the Norwich City side, which has got some real quality. Houlihan in the middle, Jarvis out on the left. Yeah, 2 defensive midfielders. We've struggled against 2 defensive midfielders. And obviously they've got the big man Carl Lafferty, who might just be the perfect championship striker for PES 17. If they can get crosses into him, we're in serious trouble because, you know, Magnussen and Flint are big lads, but they're never going to be able to mess with him. He's pretty much the ultimate header player. But yeah, we'll see how we get on. Team spirit down to 60 from 62 after the draw. It's a big dip, really. I suppose we were on a pretty decent run. Can Tammy come back in and make his presence known straight away? So it was a last-minute Engvall goal that saved us embarrassment in the last game. 1-1 draw it was in the end, but yeah, we struggled against a team with two defensive midfielders. Norwich City lining up in a similar way today. And at Ashton Gate, teams are coming here to frustrate us now. They know the free-flowing, incredibly beautiful to watch football that Ian Holloway has managed to get this Bristol City side playing. But with Tammy Abraham back inside and everyone else looking on good form, yeah, this is a game we should be winning. Oh, big tackle by Lee. Oh, the pass from Abraham doesn't quite reach Cherry. But it's found him somehow. Hits it with the left. Oh! Chéri, mon cher. Mon chéri. That was gorgeous. Well, it was a big mistake there from the Norwich City defender. He couldn't clear it well enough. And Chéri is in such great form at the moment. He was given way too much time. But even still, it was a difficult chance. But he took it really well. The ball through from Abraham. We might take a while to build that relationship up. But Chéri took that down. He's fired it in off the post. That is a great finish. Let's take a look at it from this angle. Well, it was lucky, really, to fall to him there. He's hit that so well. Keeper nowhere near it. Oh, Tomlin caught in possession. Now it's Lafferty. Looking to stretch his legs. Flint with a big shoulder in there. Oh, they managed to get through. It's Lafferty now into the box. Steps back inside. It's a good ball inside to Houlihan. His dummy can't quite take him away from Flint. And now Pack can launch the break. Abraham spots the run of Chéri through the middle. Can he get it in to Dicko? Far post. That needed to be along the floor. That was a wasted opportunity. That should have been two. Oh, this is better from Norwich. Good passing. It's Jarvis out on the left. What we don't want to do is let Jarvis in a position to cross it into Lafferty. Or Brady. Equally a good cross from the ball. And Lafferty's there. Gets the header to it. That's what we want to try and prevent. Norwich. Good passing out from the back. Into Lafferty. He takes it inside of Rossiter. Into Jarvis now. He's coming forward. Nice footwork from Jarvis. He gets away from Tomlin. But then Rossiter. Not going to take any of that shit. It's a poor ball from Rossiter. Really poor. And now Brady coming forward. But Tomlin's in with the tackle. He's fouled. No, he's not. Ball's in from Norwich here. Houlihan, edge of the box. Good tackles coming in again. Now it's Houlihan. Oh, for God's sake. That was sloppy. That was scrappy and sloppy and all of those adjectives. Houlihan just about danced his way in. Tomlin was fouled there in the build-up. We got a tackle in here. Couldn't win it back. Oh, the tackle came in again. Mika came out, put himself in a bad position. Houlihan finishes well. So it's 1-1 at the half. Well, this has been a pretty disappointing game. To be honest, Tammy Abraham has struggled. His passes have been going astray. Sort of what you'd expect from someone coming off a long break and straight back into the side. It's been, yeah, uninspiring so far. And we gave away a cheap goal. Finds Matthews always bombing on. Oh, it's a nice ball. What? Oh, Dicko, huge tackle. Abraham, far post. Tammy Abraham doesn't get the header to it. Rossiter, that's great play into Matthews. Keeps the attack moving. Into Chéri, he turns. Oh, the touch from Chéri was huge. Got to do better than that. The opportunity was there to pass it off as well. Having so much possession here, 76 minutes gone. We need to find a breakthrough soon. Dicko into Matthews. Matthews into Dicko even. Chéri round the corner into Abraham. Oh, still Tammy. Can he cross it? He can. Pack's there for the finish. Good battling from Tammy Abraham. He gets an assist. He's failed really to make himself a goal threat in this game. Coming back off a long break. But he did all the work there to provide the tap in for Marlon Pack. It was Tammy Abraham, the creator there, as he muscled past the defender. That's what you get with Tammy. Just raw power. It was good play there. Chéri a little ball around into him. Pack with the dummy. Gets ahead of Basong. And then inside to Pack, who couldn't miss. To Pack. He's not dead. He's scoring goals. It was good awareness from Abraham to square it across the box. We needed that goal. Triple substitution here. It does occur to me, as we start to look at players we can maybe bring in, that we don't really have any defensive midfield options, which I think would be quite useful in situations like this, where it's been a tricky game. We've got a lead that we want to hold on to. And there it is, 2-1. Well, the game definitely looked in doubt. The result was not clear. It took a good bit of swashbuckling play from Tammy Abraham back in the side to set up the winning goal for Marlon Pack. He's contributed quite a few goals this season, Marlon Pack. Another underrated star of the show. Much like Matthews at right back, he's been there since day one, performing every single game really. He doesn't really have a bad game. Yeah, it was a pretty lucky goal to start off with from Cherie, but from there we were dominant, but didn't really show enough in terms of creating chances. As the stats show, only 3 shots on target. Not our best game, but we, just scrapping out wins. That's title form. Pat gets man of the match as you'd expect. Cherie took his goal really nicely. He grabs a 7 as well. So another win. Second place still very, very tight at the top. I mean, we're not yet at Christmas, but we're getting there. But still, only 3 points separates the first 5 teams in this league, and it's the first 2 spaces we're looking for. So really, it's all to play for. And Villa and Newcastle, we've still got to play, so they're going to be tough games. There we go. That's what we wanted to see. Tammy's still improving. Attacking prowess, explosive power. Those are big, big things to get better. So in a really tough quirk of the fixtures, only 3 days later, 21st of November, we're up against Leeds. But we're at home again, at Ashton Gate. Let's have a look and see how everyone's looking for this one. Ooh, Cherie and Abraham both on upward arrows. Dicko looking tired on a downward arrow. I think we'll give him a rest. We'll give Paddy a run up front. He scored that excellent goal in the last episode. Probably the best goal this season. A good performance today. Could maybe convince us to keep him, I don't know. So Leeds United also got a really strong header of the ball up front in Wood. They've got ex-Swansea Pablo Hernandez out on the right, who's their best player by far. Got a decent back line as well, so this could be tricky. Let's see how we get on. So we're back in Ashton Gate again. Another home game, and another one that we would hope to win. The last game we really had to battle through against Norwich, ex-Premier League side. They've still got some quality in that team. But looking at the sides, we expected to walk that Norwich game, and we certainly didn't. Leeds, I imagine, will be fairly similar. They're playing with 1 up front, 5 in the midfield. Should be hard to break down, but yeah. We're in pretty good form, so maybe we can get a goal for Tammy today as well. Keep that improvement going upwards, skyrocketing. Flint passes it wide into Matthews. Early ball into Bamford. Nice play from him. He finds Matthews. Crosses to the far post, looking for Abraham. He gets a head to it. Flashes it across the goal. That's great play. Really great start to the match here. Ball inside to Bamford. Nice play. Simple layoff. Out to Matthews. A great cross to the ball. Abraham gets his head to it ahead of the defender. That's what we want to see. Brigcart. Big touch from him. Oh, that's an awful throw-in. Maybe if you spent less time doing your hair, Freeman, more time working on your throw-in accuracy, you wouldn't be in this situation. Hernandez curls it in. Mika, good punch. Strong punch from him. Abraham, that's good. Gets the touch in, and now we can break through Marlon Pack. Goal scorer in the last game. Brigcart gets in, makes a good tackle. Pack over this one. Abraham was dangerous from corners when he was still alive. Bamford's there though, gets a touch to it. That is poor Patrick. After the raw talent and finishing he showed in the last game, he was all alone there. He tried to backheel it maybe. Want to see a goal from you today, Paddy. We need one. Ball finds its way out to the left back, Dallas. Rossiter tries to get the tackle in, misses. O'Kane back to Dallas. This is good play. Matthews has got it. Rossiter. Nice back heel there from Bamford. And Cherie knocks it over the top into Bamford. He's into the box. Takes it to the line. Ball inside to Abraham. Oh, would have taken some very special back heel there to get that on target. But Pack, he's always dependable. He deals with that. Goldborn, Freeman. Abraham tries to get the first time ball in. Leeds, good pressure here. Preventing the attacks. Goldborn is out of position. Ball into Hernandez. Takes the shot. Side netting. Leeds looking dangerous here. Marlon Pack inside to Freeman. He can turn and find Cherie. His turn takes him away from Diagora. Fallen to Abraham though. Fortunately. Goldborn, nice dribbling. Gets the ball in. Bamford's there. It's well over hit. Over everyone. That's out the other side for a throw-in. Disappointing play here from Bristol. This untested centre-forward duo is just not working, is it? Last chance of the half to build something here. And it's Rossiter. Oh, it's a nice ball inside looking for Matthews. He flicks it up to Bamford with a right foot finish. Oh, couldn't quite get to it. Couldn't quite get enough power or shape on it. But that was good play at the end. Bamford could have had a goal. Should have had a goal. He's had the chances. Second half he maybe can look to bring Dicko on, but he's on a downward arrow. We don't want that. Well, we've restricted Leeds. But once again, it seems to be feast or famine at the moment for Bristol City. In these last two games, we've struggled to get really any chances away, whereas in the one before, we scored 5 in the first game. So we know we can do better. Marlon Pack this time floats it looking far post. Sure, he gets the knockdown into Matthews. His shot cannoned over the bar, and it's another corner here. Bristol City putting on the pressure at the beginning of this second half. Cherie, great in the air for such a little man, gets the knockdown. It's Pack with the outswinging corner. Freeman's got ahead of his man, gets ahead to it. It's off the line. Matthews with the left foot shot. Silvestri, easy for him. That was always going to be a tricky skill for the right back. Into Bamford, who turns, can release Matthews down the right hand side. Matthews has got the pace here to get a cross in. Ah, it's blocked! Shitting hell. And now they come forward. This is dangerous here as Berardi in possession. Pack comes across, gets a good challenge in. It's out for a dangerous throw in here to Leeds. Deep in Bristol City territory. It's Brigcutt. Freeman gets a tackle him. It's fallen back to Brigcutt. Ball inside to Wood. He lays it off to Moat. He gets the shot away. It's hit with venom, but not on target. Ball inside to Freeman, who's found a bit of space. Freeman inside looking for Bamford. Bamford hits it. Oh, it's a good effort. Made the keeper work for it. 10 minutes left. We need a goal soon. Throw into Pack. Far post looking for Bamford. It's well over hit. Oh, that's a great ball into Brigcutt. Flint gets across. Big challenge from Flint there. But still, Leeds come forward. Hernandez gets the ball into the box. This is danger. Oh, Sacco puts it high and wide, and that could have been the game winner there for Leeds. Doesn't fall to Cherie, but it's Freeman, edge of the box. Nice ball looking for Matthews. Can he get there? No! Ah, disappointing 0-0 there. We had our chances. Bamford definitely had his chances. With Dicko and Angval both tarted on poor form, it fell to Patrick Bamford to try and prove himself. And he roundly failed to do so. Well, that could be the death sentence there for Patrick Bamford. As you can see, 5 shots on target. Not a single goal. Not a good game. Average performance all round. We still have only lost 1 game, but these draws do feel like a loss sometimes. Silvestri, the Leeds keeper, gets man of the match. I think that says a lot, but still, we had the chances. So there we go, another draw. Well, we've only lost 1 game so far this season, but we have drawn 6, which is the most of any team in the league. Definitely any team in the top half. So, yeah, maybe we do need to be looking for another striker, or at least more goal-scoring talent up front. And we drop out of the automatic promotion spots as well. That's no good. That's no good at all. But Abraham continues to improve. That's great. Header up to 76. That's big. Overall rating up to 67. We've had an offer in for Brian. That's good. And we've had another scout report in. We'll have a quick look at that before we go. John Joe Shelby, 76. We can't stretch to that. O'Sullivan, central midfielder. We can't stretch to that either. C. Taylor, a left back that we could afford. That we could go for at 70 overall rated. If anything, if we're going to get a left back, we want someone who can play centre back as well. Connolly, he would have been great. He's a free agent and he's also over the rating we can go for. That's a shame. Okay, so that's us done today. Well, not our best episode. Team Spirit has gone up by 1, back up to 63. That's good. As that continues, we are going to get better. The Bamford Abraham centre forward duo, that's definitely not one that's going to work. Patrick Bamford let us down, as has often been the case. But, you know, we're ploughing on. We're still in the playoffs, and that's where our aim is to be at the end of the season. We've got tough games coming up. Barnsley in the next episode, not necessarily one of them. But, yeah, it's not going to get any easier. And we do need some reinforcements. And with December and then the January transfer window approaching, hopefully we can do some deals. So have a great weekend, and I'll see you in a bit.